See, all right, we are live on here.
Hi, everybody.
Hey guys. So turn that off. So
Okay, no volume.
I didn't see on there. Can you look on Twitter real quick to see if it logged on there? We'll be right with you guys. Hey, how is it going, Dulce? What's going on? So welcome to the show. We're getting all of this stuff set up. Perfect. So it is on Twitter.
Okay, I just put it on Live Action Comics.
So we're about ready to get this live show started, but we're sharing on different social media. No, just that one showing at the Alamo. That was women only.
I saw the very first showing of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, he actually saw it at Pantages. So
I saw it at the premiere.
That's pretty cool. So, welcome everybody. Let's get started with our...
And I'm going to be connecting it.
Yeah, so...
I'm not being rude.
So, Todd, he's going to be looking at any questions we might have. He's connecting it to other, kind of sharing it out there for different people. Yeah, we'll talk about Wonder Woman here in a little bit, for sure. So, stick around for that. But, you ready to get this going?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so... we have our weekly nerd news. So first up, Erin Hayes, who played Kevin James' wife in that sitcom Kevin Can Wait on CBS, she will not be returning to the series in the second season. So they didn't really give any sort of reason, but the show is like the #1 new comedy on television, on network television. So I think they're kind of shifting stuff around. But whereas she's leaving, Leia Remini will now be a series regular. She was in the season finale, her character. So she's now going to be regular. So we have a King of Queens reunion going on. Top Gun sequel we talked about last week. It gets a name. It's going to be Top Gun Maverick is the name of it. Of course, based on his character.
Right.
As long as it's not Top Gun Volleyball or Top Gun Karaoke, I'm okay with that. But we don't know if Val Kilmer's coming back, but I hope he does. I want the Iceman to come and tell him that he's still dangerous.
Yeah, he has to be on there.
He has to.
The Iceman's pretty iconic.
Yes. So, I don't know if anyone... I am not Goose. Goose dies.
I
am not
Maverick?
Goose.
I'm Maverick.
He is not Maverick. I'm not Goose.
I'm sorry you die.
I have way more hair than Anthony Edwards does. Thank you so much. So, the X-Men spinoff movie New Mutants is casting one of the actors from 13 Reasons Why, Henry Zaga. He's going to be playing Sunspot. Are you familiar with that character?
Sunspot?
Sunspot.
I'm not.
He's a Brazilian mutant with the ability to manipulate solar energy. Hence the clever name Sunspot, I guess. Right. Big news on the Sharknado front. Sharknado 5 is coming to... I was going to say theaters, but
can't wait.
It's coming to basic cable, to the Sci-Fi Channel, August 6th. And the tagline for it is Make America Bait Again. Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done.
And the official title... the official title is Sharknado 5 Global Swarming. They're not bees. That doesn't even make sense. So it gets better or worse depending on how you feel about how campy this is. 'Cause Fabio will be playing the Pope. Fabio. Charo.
No, Fabio's actually a friend of mine.
Yeah, he's a great dude. I've met him before.
Yeah,
he's super nice.
He's
super nice.
Very cool, smart guy.
Yeah, but he's playing the Pope. So you have to say,
out there.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
Charo is going to be Charo is the Queen of England. Charo. Chris Kattan is the British Prime Minister. Gilbert Godfrey will play Storm Chaser Ron McDonald. Yeah, Ron McDonald. That's great. And Al Roker, Kathy Lee Gifford, and Hoda Kotb will be themselves. Cameos include Clay Aiken, Tony Hawk, Olivia Newton-John, Bret Michaels, and Margaret Cho, and she's a fussy bride whose honeymoon is interrupted by sharks. But I gotta say, if there's been 4 Sharknado attacks in this world, you gotta assume there's gonna be more, right? Like, this is a new disaster.
They want you to flex.
I said these guys, so they want you to flex.
I just threw them under the bus.
You just threw me under the bus.
It was actually these guys, but then I said that you guys wanted to see him flex, so...
Let's see you do your thing.
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. Okay. So moving on. Moving on, Skeet Ulrich is coming back to TV. He will be playing a series regular
He should be on Sharknado.
He really should.
No, that's a good character.
He's like the young poor man's Johnny Depp, like in his look. I think he kind of looks like he has a Johnny Depp look to him. But he's going to be on the second season of CW's Riverdale. Have you heard of this show? It's based on the Archie comics.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of it?
I haven't.
It's so melodramatic, and I grew up with the Archie's Digest. I saw a screening of it at WonderCon, and it's so like
Katie invited followers. Thanks, Katie.
Thanks, Kate.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's weird. Like it's very melodramatic. It's not like Archie's Digest. It's not all happy go lucky. It's like Gossip Girl or just something where it's very like tween angsty, like soapy stuff. So I'm not. Yeah. It wasn't for me.
That's why I have not watched it.
Yes. So the big bad, we know who the Supergirl for season 3, we know who the big bad is going to be played by pure genius Odette Annabelle, and she's going to be on as Rain. So that's going to be like the big bad for the next season. So the second season, by the way, second season of Supergirl is now available on Netflix. So definitely check that out. They're doing really quick release time. So Flash and Arrow, as soon as their seasons are done, they'll be on Netflix as well. So Wonder Woman, we're going to get into like how it did in the box office, but sadly it has been banned in Lebanon right before it was supposed to be released because there's a Lebanese group called Campaign to Boycott Supporters of Israel Lebanon, because Gal Gadot, or however you say her name, she was in the Israeli army. So sadly, they're boycotting it because she was once in the Israeli army. So that's kind of how politics play into things, and that's
when was she in the army? She's not that old.
When she was really young. I mean,
I had him in 18. Yeah, when she was really young.
So you're gonna see that a lot when it comes to movies. That politics play into a lot of stuff. That's one of the reasons why in Doctor Strange, why they went with what's her name to play the Ancient One instead of a Tibetan monk, because there's a lot of money in China, and and Tibet have like not so great stuff going on, so it's kind of a weird situation. It was a weird situation where it's like we can't cast Tibet because then we acknowledge that it's its own country, but we can't do do a Chinese actor because then it's going to be like we're trying to erase what it was, and so that's why they kind of went with, I think, just a safe choice. So I mean, it was a small character, so you'll see a lot of politics and how they play into films, and why a lot of stuff is shot where it is and everything like that. Vanessa Hudgens has been announced as a So You Think You Can Dance judge for the upcoming season 14. So I can't believe that show's still in the air. Do you watch any of those reality dance shows?
I don't watch reality shows.
There's a lot out there. I don't know if you guys watch any of them, but I can't believe there's still a thing, and I don't know any of the winners either of those. We'll get now when American Idol starts casting up. You'll hear my rant on that because I have a rant on that. Adam Wingard, who he did the remake of the Blair Witch Project that just came out. Mm-hmm. That cost $9 million and made $20 million. So for modest, it did fine. What'd you think?
I liked it. The Blair Witch was a great story, I thought.
The original or the
original? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
what did they do the same thing for the remake, or how was the remake different, or what was it?
Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember all what happened in that movie.
You don't remember?
Trying to remember.
So it was memorable.
Actually, yeah, it was. I mean, they basically just explain. I don't want to give it away, but I don't want to give the.
Oh, was it like an Origins type of thing?
Well, they went back and explained like what the story was about.
Oh, gotcha.
It made sense. I don't think a lot of people liked it, but I liked it because I thought that the original story was kind of interesting.
And how'd you like the director? Like the directing of it? Did you think everyone did?
Yeah, it was fine. I mean,
the reason I asked that...
It is what it is. I mean, you know what you're going to get with that movie.
Right.
It's not going to be like a great film, but,
right. Right.
But, I mean, it's good. I mean, it is what it is. You know what you're going to see.
Oh, that's very cool. Miriam, that's awesome that you do that stuff. So definitely, invite us to those.
What is that?
She does like conventions and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah, contact us about that. We'd like to talk
Definitely.
to you.
So, the reason I asked that is because the director of that has been announced to direct Godzilla vs. Kong. So, that is... Legendary is doing all those monster movies like Godzilla, King Kong. What else? I guess those are the two big ones, but they're going to be bringing in the other ones.
Yeah.
But that is set to come out in 2020. So look out for that. So now, Game of Thrones. We have a couple pieces of information. First off, the season 8, HBO is now saying will not air until 2018 or 2019. So it might be a pause, and that's the final season. So that's kind of mixed news because a lot of people don't really want it to be the final season of it. But also, right now in development, there are 4 spin-offs being worked on. Spin-off shows.
That's the thing.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people aren't happy about that. About the next season being in a year, maybe 2 years from now. But we have 4 spin-offs being worked on. They're saying probably only one's going to make it on the air. They just want it to be as solid as the original show. So we'll see what happens, but keep our fingers crossed. We don't have... Oh, where you can contact us, just reply on Twitter. Both of us on our bios on Twitter have our contact information. So reach out. We'll be happy to talk to you guys or talk to you about that.
Yeah, here's this is my Twitter.
Yeah, he'll tweet out the other thing.
This is my personal besides Live Action Comics, or you can just get a hold of us.
So James, yeah, The Office. The Office tried. They almost had when it comes to The Office, they almost had a spin-off with Rainn Wilson. Can you make sure to save her information?
Who? Her. Oh yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah, they almost had a spinoff with Rainn Wilson. That's kind of why in the final season they had that backdoor pilot where it was like him on the farm inheriting it, but it just didn't go through with NBC. But I mean, with Game of Thrones, the world is so huge that they can just come up. I mean, they basically can kill people off. They do that all the time.
They have a lot of characters.
So and they keep bringing new characters.
That's where I give the writer credit because the universe is so large.
It's so huge.
It's so huge in that. I mean, even when he sits down, he's probably like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, he might have one of those crime boards on his wall where it's like this person, this Lannister house is connected with this and with this.
I mean, they almost have to. They almost have to have a board with all the names and
the bios of everybody, who's related, family tree, all that stuff.
I mean.
So Warner Brothers Interactive has announced the latest wave of expansions for LEGO Dimensions, that video game series. So they're bringing in, it's coming September 12th. So mark your calendars if any 3 of these sound interesting to you to play as LEGO characters. The Powderpuff Girls, Teen Titans Go, and Beetlejuice. I think Beetlejuice would be fun to play. That would be so awesome.
I'm going to love watching that.
Now we're on to the renew cancel section, and not really sadly, it's June, but there are no renewals, there's only cancellations.
Yeah, so to your point, they said that Hollywood pretty much just always focus on things that have already been branded before. They just kind of remake and remake and remake. So the live action comic thing, it's all new characters.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. It's 6 new superheroes that we're kind of interweaving in between each other. Noah's the writer. So that's where we're very original, and I think we're really excited about the whole project because it's it's new and interesting, and
it's a good place for us to be in. For the big studios, it's kind of they're in a not great situation because those big movies, it has to be intellectual property because that's what people are going to see. So it's a very consumer-based market is what movies and TV are. So if they're original works that you really like, you need to be as enthusiastic about going to the theater. We'll talk about Spider-Man in a second, it is necessary. I'll explain it in a second.
He loves Spider-Man.
Yes, I do, and this kid is perfect. But those are the films that make all the money. And when they have original films, I mean, we'll see how Valerian works when it comes out. I have a feeling that's going to be probably the most expensive bomb, even worse than King Arthur when it comes out. But that's something, it's based on a book series, but it's not a reboot. It's not a thing. But I just think audiences nowadays, the mainstream audiences, they like intellectual property. You know, that's pretty much it. That's what people go and see. And they're not as enthusiastic with social media and things like that for these indie films. So it's kind of like studios have to do this to make their money, but definitely support the smaller movies because your ticket is your vote on what gets made.
Exactly.
You know, so now with Spider-Man, Sony has the movie rights to it, and they have to make movies every couple years or else those rights go back to Marvel. So that's why they keep coming out with this. And right now, Sony is in a position where it's its most valuable property right now. It doesn't really have much of anything. They were going to try and make a whole Ghostbusters universe. They were so excited about that. But it just underperformed in the box office. So that's kind of... No, it's not using it to negotiate. It's actually in a really good position. Sony bought Spider-Man when Marvel was almost bankrupt. Because of that, because of Fox selling off X-Men, Fantastic Four, all of their like A players at the time, that helped keep Marvel afloat. So now Marvel really wants to work with Sony because it's mutually beneficial. Because now that he's part of the MCU, it's going to be bringing that audience to Sony's Spider-Man instead of having it separate and having a unknown like variable to it. So now it's all in the universe. So, yeah, and that's what they're doing with Spider-Man. This is not going to be an origin story. He already has his powers, thank God, because I don't want to see Uncle Ben get shot in the stomach again.
Oh my God, that was bad.
You know, just like I don't want to see Martha Wayne get shot in the face again. I saw it 4 times in Batman vs. Superman. Stop shooting Martha in the face. Be okay to Marthas. Be nice to them. Be gentle.
The Marthas?
Be nice to the Marthas,
yeah, right.
Okay? So, and if you're going to kill somebody and they say their mom's name is Martha, don't kill them, because you just became best friends. So, now we're on to cancellations. Netflix has canceled after 2 seasons Sense8, which I love the show, but it was super expensive. Yeah, Superior Spider-Man story would be pretty cool, but I don't think that would be in a movie. Maybe an animated, but it's just too complicated. You'd have to do the whole Doc Ock thing and really kind of expand on that. And that, you need a history between them. That you just couldn't rush that, so that would be a long time from now. So what's crazy is Sense8 got canceled. Super expensive show, filmed on multiple continents, beautiful, loved it. So June is Pride Month. This gets canceled June 1st. This is the most like pride-filled show on TV. It's like probably bad timing. Netflix. You could have waited like a month. Looks a little bad, guys. Yeah. Cinemax also after 2 seasons has canceled Quarry. And the one I'm really sad about, WGN America canceled Underground after 2 seasons. That was about the Underground Railroad. Right. And this comes relatively soon after they also canceled Outsiders. Mm-hmm. But what's happening is it got critical acclaim. It was amazing. I actually knew one of the writers on it. Mm. And it's a really important show. It was high-end. But WGN and its Tribune, its parent company, is
Did you watch Underground?
I did.
You did?
Phenomenal.
I didn't watch that.
It's so good. It does just... It's about the characters.
Yeah.
Because you see stuff and you see the slave movies and they're all really important, but sometimes if you're focusing on the acts of what's happening to the slaves versus the characters, it can become just noise because we've heard those stories before. Yeah. So what's important, kind of like in Roots, when you are... following Kunta Kinte, and you're following these, and 12 Years a Slave, you're following the specific people in their journeys, and that's where it's like you give justice to the story. Right. So I'm really sad that it got canceled, but what's happening is
So that was just 1 season or two? Two.
Tribune, who is the parent company, is selling to Sinclair, a bigger company, where so they're like getting rid of their high-end programming. That's the expensive stuff. And unfortunately, Underground, they tried shopping it to other networks. And the speculation is it just is too expensive. And nobody really wants it. But I really want, please, anybody at HBO, this is perfect for you. Please take it. You can turn it into an HBO show, add a language to it like you did, like other networks have done. Like when DirecTV's channel bought Damages, season 4 and 5, like they dropped the F-bomb a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Versus when it was on FX and they couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So hopefully it finds a home. We'll see. It just got canceled last week. So once again, this is Weekly Nerd News. Now the box office report. Wonder Woman, shocker, sarcasm. Wonder Woman is in first place with 100.5 million and 223 million worldwide. So it's going to do really well. It's going to the cinema score was an A. So that means that the word of mouth is going to be pretty phenomenal, and it's going to go on. It's gotten really good reviews. You saw it at a screening at Pantages, right?
Yeah, I saw the premiere.
Yeah. What did you think? Like, overall, we're not going to do any spoilers, so you don't need to put
spoilers. I thought they did a great job. I think a lot of the Batman vs Superman had some pretty bad script holes. I thought, like, when you watch it, obviously, like,
that's like the nicest way you could put that too. I call it hot garbage, but
I'm pretty close to the company. So
no, I know, yeah.
I can't just trash them.
No,
because I respect them for.
I will gladly take on that burden.
I respect anybody that makes movies of that caliber or movies in general. They're already battling a giant, so I try not to trash people too bad. But that script was Batman vs Superman had some pretty bad holes, and I think they just rushed it really fast. And
I really wish they would have done individual movies to build up to an organic culmination, because they kind of front loading it kind of is problematic,
right?
Because you really want to work out the kinks
before
you get to like everybody together. Hitting the ground running is a lot harder than it seems.
Because they had a couple movies that didn't do too well in a row. So I think they slowed down a tad and really worked on the script of Wonder Woman, and it showed.
It's interesting. They took initially the way they did the script for Wonder Woman was problematic. So I'm glad that they took the time, because what they did, I don't know if we talked about this before or not, what they did is Warner Brothers, to rush everything, because they just wanted the Phase 1 out there, they hired 4 separate teams of writers. They weren't allowed to talk amongst themselves, and they were all assigned to write a Wonder Woman script. And the concept was we were going to take it and Frankenstein a script out of it. So, like, that was a little scary. That would be disjointed, but they really took the time to, like, what's the best story we can tell with this?
Yeah.
And I think that they did a really good job with this. And I wish we would have stayed, just selfishly, because I love those scenes so much, I wish we would have stayed on Themyscira a lot longer. Just because I loved it. I thought it was a beautiful world. We'll never see it again, which sucks, but, like, I love that part. And Robin Wright, love her.
Yeah,
she's good. Badass in it. So... Number 2 was the other new movie of the week was Captain Underpants with $23.5 million. Both Wonder Woman and Captain Underpants got really good reviews, and there's not really any other kids movie that's really out there that's more present. Pirates of the Caribbean came in 3rd place. You could kind of call it a kids movie, but I wouldn't, because the previews are pretty dark. So far total, Pirates of the Caribbean has made $111.6 million after 2 weeks, which is fine. It's making all of its money overseas, so they're not worried about it. Guardians of the Galaxy came in number 4 domestic, and their total haul after 5 weeks is $355.4 million. So it's doing really well. For domestic, that's pretty awesome.
Right.
Baywatch came in at 5th, and a total for 2 weeks of $41.7 million. Still losing money. I think we talked about last week that the budget for it was $60 million. Man, it's really going to need... it's really going to have to hope on those secondary markets to make a profit, because even though the budget's about $60 million, the multiplier, typically it has to make about 2.5 to 3 times as much of its budget to turn a profit because of marketing, top-end participation, or back-end participation is what I meant. So, we'll see. It's running on fumes, so we'll see. I know, I love The Rock, too. I was really hoping that this would be good. And Zac Efron is so funny. This movie had the perfect cast, and I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe just Baywatch... I mean, we talked about it last week. If you want to go back and watch the episode, we talk about the issues kind of surrounding the marketing and just even doing this. But I'm still really sad by it. It seemed like a good summer comedy, like the new 21 Jump Street.
To me, like Baywatch meant, like to me, watching it when I grew up was just a bunch of girls running around. They kind of switched that around and threw The Rock.
Yeah, they made it more about the beefcakes.
Yeah, they switched it, and I don't think that was a great idea.
No.
You know, they should have kept it with, if they would have just hit like the hot women.
Yeah, hit the familiar beats.
Yeah,
you can address in the movie. You can address kind of the sexist undertones of the property in general.
Yeah,
but like you kind of have to market it to what made it popular in the first place.
Yeah,
and they kind of fight against the current. Well, then don't make the movie.
Don't deviate from what made you famous. You know.
Yeah, don't deviate from the reason why you thought this movie was a good idea.
yeah, exactly.
So I mean, it is what it is, and it's a casualty of circumstance.
Right.
So anyway, that is the weekly nerd news. Stay tuned. We're going to switch over here in a couple minutes to the live action comic stream for the second part of this week's episode. So we will see you guys here in a few. Out of the remaining summer flicks, which ones are you guys looking forward to? That's a good question.
Yeah.
We're going to answer that question. What are you most looking forward to this summer?
What's coming out? Do you know?
Spider-Man.
Well, yeah, that's going to be good.
He's Spider-Man. And War of the Planet of the Apes.
Where's your tattoo?
Really
He's got a tattoo somewhere. Yeah, there we go.
War of the Planet of the Apes. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of good movies coming out this summer. My guilty pleasure is the Transformers movies. I think those are fun.
Great.
Those are mindless fun.
Love those.
Annabelle 2. I saw some footage of that at WonderCon. That looks creepy as hell. At first, have you heard about this?
Oh, yeah, that's creepy.
Annabelle 2, it's like the origin of the doll. And I'm like, I don't care about a doll being made. But then I saw the clips, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I don't, no, I'm not watching that in a dark room. That's creepy as hell. So that director did a great job. It's the director from Lights Out, so it should be great.
Yeah, that was good.
Then we're going to switch over.
Yeah, we're going to switch over
to live action comic in a few minutes. So please stick around. If you have any questions, always you can, reply to our tweets, reach out to us. We love the interaction we've had so far. So thank you so much for making this show more successful each week. We're loving talking with you guys. So please, keep it up. We love it. Let us know the types of stuff you want us to talk about. And we're excited to keep this train going.
We're very excited how it's going, and we keep doubling views every week. So
thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot. We really appreciate it.
So in a few minutes, we're going to switch over to live action comics. So stick around.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye. We are live.
Hi guys, we're live. Part 2 of SuperCast, and we're going to talk about pretty much just everything liveactioncomics.com. We've been working on the website quite a bit. Oh, volume. I did it the first video, he did the second video. We're just going to talk about everything that's on there. We've revamped the website. Just trying to get it, pretty, just nice looking and functional. And we got a lot of products on there now. We have t-shirts and coffee mugs and... there's just a bunch of cool little products on there. We got flip-flops. We have, all different kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Just, cool little products that, you can buy. There's, in the future, we're going to put some comics on there that are free. Mm-hmm. Just to let you guys know what this whole process is. And since it's new and we're, kind of showing people, we're going to offer some free stuff. We're going to offer Element X, the first edition, for free. Just so, like I said, you guys can start reading it and getting into it. We'll probably have that available next week. I'm hoping.
Hopefully.
So next week, you guys...
So if you go to the website, you'll be able to read the first issue of the Element X comic.
Yeah, and it'll be a page where you can kind of just read it.
Moon, no, it's free for everybody. So it's not one per person or one person only. It's for everybody.
Yeah, it's just for everybody. Because we need to start, showing you guys a little more, and this is a new process. It's all photography. It's not hand-drawn comic books. It's all photography and set scenes and actual actors in it. So it's different, and we're trying to create a new genre, so it's going to take some time to let you guys know what the heck we're doing.
Right.
So,
And we'll tweet out the link when it's up. And
we'll send out the link, and we're going to try to have that available for next week.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that for next week and have you guys, we'll have it available probably right before we do our next SuperCast, and then, then we
maybe
can kind
announce it then real quick.
Yeah, then we'll announce it. Hey, go check out the website and read the comic, and then the next week we can talk about what you guys thought about it, and we can have some interaction that way.
But currently, what's available, like you were saying before, is merchandise. So we have like iPhone cases, T-shirts, just different things. So you can still go to the website liveactioncomics.com and see all the really cool content on there. It gives an overview of the Element X character just on the front page.
Yeah, we put a Element X on the front page just to show, just to get to know who the character is, and what his powers are, what his weaknesses are. I think that's kind of cool, just to lay it out there for you guys, just to see, and some pictures of him, and that actually we have a drawing of him. We don't have the pictures on there, but I'll put some pictures up there soon.
And we have a lot of cool content coming to the website as well. So on our blog, we're going to be having stories. So besides having the free issue of the first Element X, we are actually developing like a couple different stories that we'll be releasing on a monthly basis, a new chapter each month. So you can follow along with us, and they're going to be free to you guys, and you're going to follow along in some of the characters that are different. So Live Action Comics, they have different comic book characters that are going to have their own comics. These are additional stories that they're going to be different from what else you're seeing on there. And it's similar like The Martian, if you guys watched that. That started off as the writer actually wrote those as chapters free, like on a website. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be doing here. So if you think about that, you're going to have different characters, and it's just going to be the continuation of their story. Right. So
so the first one is going to be called Dead or Alive. We're just going to talk about just the title for now. Dead or Alive is the first one, and then the next one's called Alpha Centauri. So, and they're totally not live action comics related. The umbrella is Grand Scope Entertainment, and then Live Action Comics has its own line of characters. And then we're developing some novels to potentially make into movies down the line. So that's what.
But for the time being, they're going to be free to you guys.
But they're being free for you guys to read, and again, we'll get some interaction, and we'll see what you guys think about the chapters. We'll release one per month. So we're going to have the two, so we'll have 2 per month. Of free chapters to read, and hopefully, that will be on our blog, and we'll tweet out the blog link so you guys know where to go, and you guys can kind of keep track of that,
So that's what we have on the website and coming up on the website. So definitely check that out.
Hi from Spain.
Hi, Christy. So definitely watch the whole video. We kind of went over this a little bit. But thank you so much for joining. But the video will be, I mean, we don't delete the videos, so they're on there on both Periscope and Twitter indefinitely. So you can kind of go back
and YouTube
and check it out and YouTube. So basically, Christy, just go to liveactioncomics.com for a lot of really cool content. We have a lot of upcoming content coming as well.
And a lot free for you guys.
Yeah, a lot of good free stuff.
We just want a lot of interaction right now, and
let us know what you like, what you don't like, what you think about the characters, because we're going to take them to fun places and want you to come along on the journey.
Yep, sounds good.
Sounds good. All right. So we will see you guys next week with another episode of SuperCast and with the weekly nerd news. So until then, have a great week, everybody.
Bye, guys.